YouTube? This is Techie Jess coming at you with another Q&A, my 17th Q&A actually, to be exact. And first off, I wanted to thank all of you guys for participating this week. Holy freaking crap, did I get a ton of questions this week. I'm gonna try and answer them all, but if I can't, what I do for Q&As is I have a folder designated for that specific week. So what I'll do is I'll make the folder for the 18th and I'll put your comments that I don't get to answer in that folder, so they will get answered, don't worry. But I think I've got over 20 this week, so that's a lot of questions, and you guys know I like to talk, as you can see now. So let's see if I can get them all answered the way they are meant to be answered. First off, before I start anything, I actually wanted to talk about this little thing with Ty Moss and how he's been wearing glasses, 3D glasses, and people have been telling him to take them off, that they'd pay him to take them off, to throw them out. Who cares, man? They're 3D glasses. If he wants to wear them, let him wear them. If it bothers you that much that he's wearing something in one of his videos, then don't watch him. It's that simple. Because you're not watching him for what he looks like or what he's wearing. You're watching for the content. Or at least that's why I watch him. So, to represent, I'm going to answer a few questions for as long as I can with my 3D glasses. However, I cannot see without my glasses. So, I am now a 6-eyed. So, let's get started.
Do you like RPGs, and have you played Fallout?
First of all, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for tuning into my channel and thinking my stuff's awesome and liking and all that. And second of all, game-wise, I don't play a lot of games. That is the truth. In terms of RPGs, I don't play enough to really enjoy RPGs. I haven't really ever tried them. In terms of Fallout, I do have friends that play Fallout, and I've seen the game design, and it's beautiful. So that for me, that's the biggest part of games, is appreciating 3D rendering and how people put together games. Because one thing I have to do this semester, actually it's due in a couple weeks, and I'm freaking out about it, because I am not, for those of you that know, I am not an animator. I draw cartoons. I am an illustrator. So I do draw cartoons, but I don't draw them in motion. And I have an assignment due where I have to animate drawings and make them move. And really, in the past, nobody's done this before. And you need like a year-long course just to figure out how to do this alone. Sorry, my email went off. So yes, I'm panicking. But anyway, I do appreciate games just for the fact that they move. They are images that I make, that they make, making them move, which is incredible to me. And for right now, the games that I do play, if I get a chance, are like Plants vs. Zombies and Angry Birds, if I'm lucky. I love Tiny Wing. I love quick games that I can play for like 10 minutes or so while I'm on the go, because I don't have a lot of time to sit down and game because I'm doing videos like this for you guys. But anyway, that's awesome that you like RPGs, and that's awesome that there's other females like me in the world that like gaming and like tech.
How are print sales going?
Sorry, I took my glasses off. I could barely see what I was doing. Print sales are going alright. I mean, I had only 3 sold in about a month, but then it went to, now I've sold 10. So that is kind of cool. I've sold quite a few more, in my opinion. And hopefully I will sell more. Yours are on their way, so don't worry. They're on their way. But yeah, I can only do what I can do, right, with the prints. I got so many prints because I correlated with it with that video I did, and I'm not selling nearly enough. So at first I was like, oh my goodness, nobody's buying prints! Freaking out because I spent quite a bit of money on them. They are nice quality prints, so that was quite unfortunate, but I have sold quite a few more, so hopefully those sales will do better. But for now, I'm doing okay, doing better than I was doing, so all in all, any print I sell is a win for me.
What is your favorite iPhone case?
My favorite case for the iPhone right now is this Scotch case. It is awesome. It's like a nice rough rubber all the way around. And it's got a clear back on the back because I love showing my back plate off or whatever I have on my phone off. If I have like some type of decal on there, if I have artwork, you can see it through there. And you're also getting protection on the back while seeing it. A nice rim around the outside. And you actually get 3 of these rims. With this one, I got the gray, the black, and the blue, I do believe, for $7 from XS Cargo. Same place I got my $50 desks. So if you live in Canada, definitely check out that store because they have a few quite nice cases there for really cheap.
When and why did you start saying Toodles at the end of your YouTube videos?
I I have always said Toodles. It is something that I picked up in my teens. I don't know why or where it came from, but I started saying Toodles to my friends when I was leaving. Toodles, you know, like type deal. And it just kind of stuck. And the truth is with YouTube, I think the hardest part of YouTube is saying bye. How do you say bye? Really? Like, goodbye? Bye? See you later? And oh my god, the camera went out of focus. So I said Toodles, and it just kind of stuck. And then people liked it. And then if I didn't say it, people got mad at me. So now I just say it all the time. It's just my ending. It's how I end my videos. So that's pretty much what it's become. But I do say Toodles when I'm leaving my friends. I say Toodles when I'm on the phone. Because for me, that's awkward. How do you say bye? I have the hardest time. So I just go, Toodles, see you tomorrow, whatever. Bye, Toodles. You know what I mean? So that's just me. I guess that's just me in a nutshell right there. Toodles is something I do say. So it wasn't weird for me to include that in videos.
What are your thoughts on Linux? Have you ever used it before?
Linux, I think, is an awesome platform for people that like customization and know how to use Linux to customize. Because we aren't brought up with Linux. We are brought up with Windows, or at least I was. And now in school I'm using Mac OS because I'm an illustrator, and Mac OS is what is really used in the art world as of now and as of today, and hopefully in the future, because I'm quite fond of Mac OS. So I think that it's cool that there is an operating system that is free and open domain, and you can customize so freely and make it run the way you want to. And people out there that like to control things like that, great operating system for them. But you need to understand how to use Linux, because Linux is a lot more complicated than Windows or than Mac OS. I have seen it. I have fooled around with it. I do not understand it. It does not compute with my noggin. So I can't really say how I feel about it. I can say that I did not understand it right off the bat. So it wasn't intuitive for me. But for people that it is intuitive, or people that want to learn how to use it, I think it's great that it is available.
Do you know or use any 3D applications or have an interest in 3D art?
I do not have any 3D rendering applications. I have, however, done 3D modeling in the past. Here is Fred, if you have not seen him before. I've also worked in a lot of wire. Here is Sid, my fly. As you can see, that's a lot of twining. I've used plaster, I've used cardboard, I've used wood to make sculpture, whole bunch of stuff. I've worked in 3D, and I actually quite like 3D rendering, and I have a 3D project due in a week and a half that I was just given today, and oh my god, is that going to be a nightmare. I'm going to need to know where to buy Red Bull in bulk in Canada, so please let me know down below.
What is the best tech-related gift for a 14-year-old under $150?
Right, so I've read this comment, and I had to think about it, because if I didn't, I would be blah, blah, blah. I don't know. So pretty much I've come to the conclusion that the best techie kid thingy for a 14-year-old would be an iPod. Whether you could get an iPod Touch for $150, if you could, I'd say that one right there, that. But I don't think you can. So I would say the iPod Nano. For me, my first iPod was an iPod Nano. It was the first one that ever came out, and it was so cool because we went from those big clunky mini things to these little nanos, and it was like, oh my balls, they're like that big and that thin, holy crap, and it holds music. And when I was younger, that was really my niche. That's when what really started getting me into technology were MP3 players and iPods in general, and I loved mine. It was just wow, you know, like, oh crap. And now the new nanos, like, they're so little, but they do so much more than that one did, and they have so much more capacity in that little thing. So for me, it would have to be an iPod. I would say that that is the first entry point for me into technology, and hopefully for somebody that is 14 years of age or younger.
What are the best headphones for $100 or under?
Best headphones for under 100, can't tell ya. I can't tell ya. I get asked this question every day, more than once. I don't even know what accent that was. But headphones under $100, that's all relative, guys. I don't know. I haven't used them all. from my experience, what are the best under $100? I'm gonna have to go off of real headphones under $100, and they would be probably the Sony Extra Bass 500s, for me personally. Just because they are very comfortable, great build quality, the cable doesn't tangle because it's flat, great sound, booming bass if you want it to be, and just overall great quality for how much you're paying. Like I'm here I think full price they're $70. For that type of a headphone, for $70, like the only thing that can make those headphones sweeter is if the cord came out one side and they had a volume and song controlling. And if they did, they would be the best headphones for me, and I would recommend them over the Beats in a heartbeat. No pun intended.
How do you network with other YouTubers? Any tips?
This is a very sophisticated question, and one that I don't know if I'm going to answer properly, so I am sorry if I don't, to the best of my ability. But pretty much, networking, how to do well on YouTube. First of all, what I have to say is you have to have a personality that stands out from everybody else. You have to be a person that isn't, you know, would you go to a movie and watch that? No, because it's not entertaining. YouTube is entertainment. It's like another TV show that you watch, really. And you have to have a personality, and if you don't, chances are people aren't going to notice you, or they're not going to remember you. It's just how things go. So for me personally with networking, first of all, if you are good at what you do, if you're doing something that's different, that's innovative, that's new, and you find YouTubers, other YouTubers that are kind of similar to you, but you watch on a regular day basis, and then they like your stuff, that's how it goes. And whether that starts off small, so with YouTubers that don't have a lot of subscribers, that don't have a big fan base, that's okay too. Any publicity is good publicity, in my opinion. Any networking is good networking. Chances are, for example, let's just say you guys like this video, and you tweeted out this video, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and somebody else following you noticed that, and then they checked it out, and then they liked it, and then they forwarded it, and it goes on and on and on. That is networking. That is the same thing with YouTubers in itself. Look at Shay Carl and Phil DeFranco. They are very good friends. Who else is good friends? Phil DeFranco and Tobuscus. Tobuscus and iJustine and who else? The Fine Bros. It goes on and on, right? It connects. And then, guess what? Those people connect because those people know each other, and it just keeps growing and growing and snowballing into this awesome ball of networking, love-making YouTubeness. That is awesome. And that is, it's difficult, yes, to get some YouTubers to respond, but look at me. Like, I came from having no subs on this channel. None. Having 3,000 in half a year, not even half a year, and I've gotten to talk to huge YouTubers like Ty Moss, Pirate Grey, Chris Perillo, John for Lakers, which is Techno Buffalo, TLD Today. I've talked to That Snazzy iPhone Guy. Wow, so many. Like Phil DeFranco. I've even talked to Phil DeFranco, which almost made me have a heart attack, by the way, and faint. But yeah, that's all through networking. That's from you guys liking things. That's from putting things out that get noticed. For example, with the Phil DeFranco thing, I did a doodle of him, and he saw it. He saw something I did. Like, you would not even think that was possible, or at least I wouldn't, and it happened. And so things can happen like that. You just have to put yourself out in a certain way. For me with Ty Moss, I emailed Gray. I got a hold of Gray, and I said, would you guys want me to do a doodle for your channel? And I showed them my other doodles, and they're like, that would be so cool. Can we talk to you? And I thought it was like another world. I thought it was in a Twilight Zone. I'm not even kidding. Because Ty, I've been watching him for like forever. And I was shaking. I was nervous, but I now know them, and I know people they know, and the people they know they'll tell them about me, and it will just go on and on and on like that. That's networking, and that's what they're talking about. And whether that's starting off small by favoriting, commenting, liking, and getting your name out there. People, I read your comments. I read most of them, or I try to. If I see your name constantly popping out and you're supporting me, I will remember your username. That's just how it goes. And even big YouTubers, they look at comments, but they don't have time to answer everybody back. That doesn't mean they're not reading. That's still networking. And if you go out of your way to do something for somebody else, or you show your talent, or you know what I mean? Like for me, it's drawing. That's how I've connected. Find your niche and find a way to connect to other people, and you will connect. It's just a matter of figuring out how to do that and how to stand out.
If you had $3,000, what would you do with it?
This is a hard question, like holy crap. So is this if you just handed me like a brick of like 20s and $3,000 in 20s? I don't know what I would do with it, to be honest with you, if I was just given it. But probably, I guess, for anything, I'd put it towards my school, because my schooling is $9,000 a year, and my materials are like $3,000 a year, roughly, sometimes a little bit more, but usually around that much. So that would be so brilliant. You have no idea. I'd probably put it towards school. I really want an iMac, because an iMac, I love my Hackintosh, but I'm worried that one day it may not work anymore, and then I'm SOL on that one. So an iMac would be nice, but that's if I had like $3,000 just given to me like that. And even so, most likely I would put it towards school. Obviously, an iMac would be nice. Obviously, helping out other people would be nice. Buying whatever I wanted would be nice. But most likely I'd have to be responsible and put that either in savings or towards school.
Which headphones are going to get more hype, the mixers or the executives?
The mixers, though, I think from all the comments I've been getting, are going to be the most popular. Not a lot of people are talking about the executives, but damn, do they look fine. They look like fine headphones. I'm telling you right now, they are executive. So, I don't know, but I'm thinking that the executives are going to be more like the pros, so they're going to be more expensive. So most likely the mixers are going to be put at like a $250 price tag. If they had them at $200, they'd sell like hotcakes, guarantee you. And that's a lot of money still, but they would sell. If they were built right and they sounded nice, they would sell at $200. Executives, I'm thinking, are going to be priced $400 to $600, around there. So most likely the mixers will do better, I think, because they're more affordable and they will offer pretty decent sound quality, I'm hoping. And then the executives, I don't know, dude. It could go either way. It depends on what happens when they're released in the press and all that. But I'm betting it's going to be the mixers.
How would you define an artist?
This is a tough question. This is a question that like makes my brain hurt a little bit. How would you define an artist? I'm going to try and put it in the best way I possibly can without talking your heads off about it, because you're going to get me going and then I'm going to start crying and yeah. Anyway, I would say an artist is anybody that is able to take the outside, the inside, it's in your mind and your heart, and generate that into whatever makes you feel what you're feeling. So make others feel what you're feeling. Whether that be telling a story of what's going on in your mind and putting that out into dance, putting that out into a drawing, into music, into anything that makes your heart skip a beat. Really, for me, that would be seen as art. That would make you an artist. And that can be anything. That could be, you could be an, okay, so let's just say you're a carpenter and you were great at your craft, meaning that you were the best in the biz. You can do things better than other people can. That may make you an artist, because if that makes your heart sing and you're putting your mind, body, and soul into it, who's to say that what you've created or what you built is not art? It goes deeper than that, and anybody really can define themselves as an artist, depending on if they feel that they've created something that nobody else could possibly create. Everybody's hand is different, everybody's body, everybody's mind is different. For example, I portray my art visually. I draw, But I also love singing in the shower night and day. Listen to the birdies fly away. I love to sing, I love to sing, and I will always do just that. And I love all the different ways it comes in, and who's to say what is art and what isn't really. That is my point of view on it.
Do you draw comics?
I have drawn a couple comic drawings in the past. For me, comics is telling a story, but a lot of it is using typography and speech bubbles and action bubbles and all that, and we in school are taught not to use that. The whole point of that is to illustrate what you're trying to say without words necessarily, because you're trying to communicate with pictures, and surprisingly that's a lot harder than you think it would be. And with comics, a lot of it is done with words as well, and it's working with the pictures. And I love comic books, oh my god, because I don't read a lot. I read tech blogs, I read tweets, I read blog posts, but I rarely sit down and read a book. Very rarely. But when it comes to a comic book, and it's visually appealing, and there's tons of temperature and tone and contrast and beautiful drawings, it pulls me in. It is a whole other form of communicating, and I think they're absolutely fantastic. Unfortunately, people that do draw comics don't make a lot of money unless you are a famous artist. You don't make a lot of money doing that, and hopefully one day I am making enough money to support myself with just my drawings alone. That would be a dream come true for me, and I could just do this for you guys and do giveaways and just be myself with you guys without feeling like I'm trapped. That is my goal, really. But yeah, you don't really make too much money. If you're lucky, you make like $500 for a comic book cover, and if you think about how much time that goes into it, $500 for that is not a lot of time. Not a lot of money. If you think about here, minimum wage in terms of full-time, you make about $500 a week, around there. So $500 for one comic book cover, if it takes you a week, decent pay. But as an illustrator, you can make a lot more than that if you market yourself well.
Do you like typography?
Typography is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. In every way, shape, or form. We study typography. We learn a little bit about it. Not as much as I would like to, because I think typography is absolutely fascinating. But for me personally, I think every artist develops their type of writing and how they do type, just in normal scenarios. For when you're just doing simple doodles, simple sketches and whatnot. But no, font absolutely fascinates me. Just simply because I can do pictures, but when it comes to something as simple as making a letter, those lines alone, like my hand can't generate a line like that, you know what I mean? So yes, I've tried a little bit. I haven't done nearly enough as I want to. One day I hope to have taken more typography and to learn more about it. So I just wanted to say thanks for commenting back on that whole thing. I wasn't trying to target you. I didn't even put your name, just simply because I didn't feel it necessary. It wasn't about that. I was just commenting on the actual comment itself, because you raised something that other people have been saying as well. And actually, I have started a new channel for Doodles, and eventually I will put my artwork up there, because I feel like this channel, I will still keep Doodles. You guys need to let me know down below. Maybe I'll do a separate video on that all entirely. But I want a channel. I feel that there's two sides of me. There's many sides of me. But there's art and there's tech. And Doodles are just simple fun drawings, just showing you guys, look, like I can draw this is interacting with you guys, you know what I mean, like taking your requests. And I think that's cool doing that once a week. But some of you guys actually want to see more of my stuff and want to see my original work, and I think that would be so cool to have that. So I've actually got a new channel, and it's digital speed painting. Who wouldn't thought that wouldn't be taken? But that's my new channel, is digital speed painting. I haven't adapted it or anything yet. I will, and I will do a separate video on it, and I'll send you guys all over there if you want to subscribe, and that would be absolutely phenomenal. And hopefully I can get that channel partnered eventually, and it will go well for me, and I can put my own stuff up there that I like, as well as requests. But for those of you that don't know, I'm actually quite a bit of a realist. I do a lot of real life drawings, and I haven't had a chance to do that in a long time, and I would like to be able to have a channel where I express myself like that. And for those of you that enjoy things like that, that's great if you follow me over there and you see what else I can do.
Do you have a P.O. box?
No, I don't have a P.O. box. I'd love to have one, so you guys can send me stuff and I could make like a wall of awesome YouTube stuff. Maybe one day if I have more of a fan base and I have more of you guys and I can afford a P.O. box, I'll get one and you guys can send me stuff and I'll make a wall of awesome sauceness. Okay, so holy freaking balls, guys, that sums up my Q&A. My 17th Q&A. I'm gonna try and keep this short because I don't want to keep you any longer, because holy crap, that was a long video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, definitely hit that like button, comment down below, and subscribe if you aren't already. Don't forget to comment down below again with another question. Holy crap, I had a ton this week. Thank you guys, that is awesome. And I'm actually starting a new thing next week with my Q&As, so stay tuned for that, and I'll let you guys know when I do it. And it's involving you guys and getting you guys more involved with the Q&As in itself. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Also, if you're feeling awesome, check out my print shop down below and purchase some prints. Links are down there in the crotch. And until next time, beep dabba dooba dabba doodles.